I think we're going to see some of the effects of Hurricane Florence, certainly. But unlike other hurricanes that have come through the area, we are not expecting a very windy event in this case. The main impact on Charlottesville and central Virginia is going to be rain, heavy rain over a fairly long period of time. So our biggest concern is flooding. The ground is already saturated, so there's going to be a lot of overland flow, small streams perhaps overflowing their banks, etc. It was up to a Category 4 storm. It's a very favorable environment for it to maintain its integrity and strength. It weakened yesterday to a Category 3, doing something what's called an eyewall replacement cycle, which you probably don't want me to talk about in detail. It is now back up to a Category 4 storm. Some experts believe it might become a low-end Category 5, but in all likelihood, when it hits land, it's going to weaken. It will probably be a Category 3 storm at the time of landfall, which is still a major hurricane with winds well in excess of 100 miles per hour. The interesting aspect of this storm, and I think the key for us here in central Virginia, is what's going to happen after or around the time it makes landfall. And that is ultimately what's going to determine the heavy rainfall impacts we see over central Virginia. What we're looking at, I think, for Charlottesville is by Thursday evening, the winds are going to start increasing. There is probably a 1 in 5 chance that we're going to see tropical storm force winds here. That would be in excess of 39 miles per hour sustained by Friday morning. And I think for the folks in central Virginia, the key time is going to be what happens around the time at and after landfall. So Thursday night into Friday morning. If the storm sits off the coast, it's going to be sitting over the Gulf Stream. It could maintain its intensity or perhaps even intensify, in which case we're looking at a major flooding event, certainly for the Carolinas, possibly for eastern Virginia, and even going into the Piedmont, where you're looking at many inches of rain. If the storm continues to track inland and perhaps even westward, moving towards the Carolinas and Atlanta, I think we're going to have our best case scenario where we'll only get a few inches of rain over the next 7 days. However, there's an additional concern that I think everybody should be aware of, and that is one of the possible scenarios is that the storm is going to track up along the Blue Ridge and along the Appalachians, and there'll still be plenty of precipitation associated with that. That could produce some significant flooding along the foothills of the Piedmont and into the mountains. That would be early next week, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So in total, over the course of 7 days, we're looking at rainfall amounts of anywhere from a low of sort of 2 or 3 inches to perhaps up to 10 inches, kind of worst case scenario. I should mention, I don't see us having the worst case scenario. The current information is more of a best case scenario for us. And it's not going to be constant rain. It'll be typical tropical storm type of rain, where you're going to get rain that's heavy showers for a brief period of time. Then it's going to be drizzly. Perhaps you'll even have times when the sun comes out and the sky clears, and then you'll get another pulse of rain. This is typical kind of precipitation you get with tropical storms.